What an incredible OT thriller in Atlanta. I lost my mind and my voice. If I don't have a voice, I have to apologize because I was going absolutely crazy. There were so many moments in this game where I was losing my mind. What a fast-paced game. It was so entertaining. We had heroes and villains. We had big shots. We had moments of anguish, moments of heartbreak, but moments of victory. But the best moment that we could have seen today was Angel Reese choking and crying about it at the very end of regulation and falling apart. And that's all you need to know about that fraud. But let's talk about the truth. Let's talk about the reality. This team is a contender to go deep in the playoffs. I can't say championship contender yet. That remains to be seen. But you tell me what test they did not pass tonight. The Indiana Fever brought everything to this game. They left nothing on the table. It was fantastic. They had every opportunity to choke it away, but they held on tight and said, we refuse the dream to win against the dream on the road in Hotlanta. That was a huge win tonight. Guys, thanks for joining me. My name is Jason J. Daniel. KK came through. V. Garcia. That's right. KK is one of my three queens. Look, they're all queens tonight. They're all huge winners, but I had to pick the three players I thought were the players of the game. In my opinion, Kelsey Mitchell started off cold, but she shook it off. Shoes were flying. I don't know what's going on with the shoes. Baby, get some better shoes. I don't know if I need to buy your shoes if they keep flying off on ESPN, on national TV. Okay, but we'll put that aside. But even with one shoe, she was still making a difference. Caitlin was still lethal. Caitlin's still in the zone. Caitlin being Caitlin. And KK, what can you say about Timpson? She has earned that starting spot. Don't talk to me about it anymore. She's earned that spot. What an incredible night. Mad Dog on TikTok. What a couple of games lately. Let's go Fever. Guys on YouTube. VV goated. On YouTube, when I saw Angel Reese spirit broken after the fourth quarter, I knew we were gonna win. Yeah, she fell apart like an amateur. She's an amateur. There's nothing you can say about Angel Reese that's going to change my mind that she's basically a mediocre college player just getting by in a league with a lot of mediocre players. That's all there is to it. Look, the Fever are a pro team. They are I'll say close to contending championship caliber. It is one of the most talented teams, the best offensively talented team statistically this year in the league. Angel Reese can't stand up against a real team. I'm sorry. Even though their record was very similar, it doesn't matter now because this is a tied-up season series between them, and the Fever now have a better shot at fourth than they had yesterday. This is a 3-game winning streak. We got the winning streak basketball out. We've got Desiree monitoring the chat. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. We'll just get your comments. Metalhead, we'll talk about NFL soon, my friend. We're not doing NFL. We're doing basketball. Thanks for joining. We'll be doing basketball next week. KK on fire. She's Anna 08. Good to see you. KK is a rising star. She is a fireball. She's a queen. She played like a queen. They all played smooth and they delivered in the clutch. What can you say about Caitlin Clark? She's still a wizard. She's still dishing those assists. She had 26 points. Caitlin Clark, 26 points. And she had the rebound to seal the game with that fun little toss it out there and burn 3 or 4 seconds. Caitlin Clark, 26 points, 9 assists. What can you say about the assist leader of the league? No one will be able to beat Caitlin Clark's league record, her team record, her personal record of assists, and eventually she'll have the historic record. Nicholas Feischl, good to see you on TikTok. Indiana got the Fevas. They do got the Fevas. Candace Southern, how about Timpson? That's right, Timpson. Look, no one talk about moving her out of the starting lineup. Don't talk to me about that. Don't talk to me about that again. She had a fantastic game from bell to bell, and you know what I loved about it is she was in there at OT. She was in there when it counted. That's your rotation. That's the rotation that Stephanie White trusts in. So watch that tape back. Look at the last 2 or 3 minutes. You'll see who was on the floor. You'll see who Stephanie White trusts, and that's who you should trust. Let's just be okay with the starting lineup the way it is. Lexi Hull struggled, so we're not going to ignore that. She's having a tough year. It is what it is. But other than that, I'm okay with her starting. She gives you the energy. She gives you the effort. She gives you the hustle, and you really need that on this team, okay? Let's see here. We got Ivan E. Welcome back, my friend on YouTube. Hey, what's up? What a game. What a game. Cece kept us in it, man. She did. Caitlin stayed focused. Angel Reese, wow, he says, she had an opportunity to win it, and she literally missed it. That's right, because she is a fraud. This whole Angel Reese thing is manufactured by ESPN, ABC, Disney Plus, everybody else that has skin in the game, NBC. This is a charade, and we're now forced to deal with it. Half of her rebounds are fake rebounds. Everybody knows it. How many shots did she miss in the first half? She was like 1 for 9. It was an absolute joke. And then they start celebrating her, saying she's the greatest ever. It's incredible. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, slacker, but what are you going to say about that? That's all you got to say is when it's time to deliver, she choked. And that is brutal. She could not deliver what they say she's historic at in the time you need to deliver it down the stretch with 10 games left at the end of the regular season. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Anna 08 on TikTok. Love how she's having more and more confidence. So happy for KK. 100%. Did you see creepy Holly Rowe at the end? She was dressed like Bob's big boy manager. Like, I didn't know if I should ask for an upsize of my fries and a large Coke or ask for a refund. But did you listen to her ask Caitlin Clark basically, how do you stop Timpson? It was the dumbest question I've ever seen. And Caitlin kind of said some of the game plan and then kind of tracked it back. What kind of a question do you ask? Tell me how great she is. Tell me how good she is at everything. Basically, that's taped so opposing teams can shut down Timpson. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, I can't stand Holly Rowe. Candace Sutherland, bricks, yeah. Angel Reese is a brick house. If she gets easy layups, it's accidental. She has no game outside of 2 feet from the basket. She throws Mortal Kombat elbows and gets away with it. She keeps doing this and throwing tantrums and being an idiot on simple plays, making a thing of a thing. And in order to try to get an advantage, they got extra physical and started to beat down on the Fever again, which is what teams always used to do. But the Fever overcame it, especially the fake referees. I'm losing my voice. I was so upset and going crazy over the fake referees and the point shaving. How about that bald-headed dude at the end? How about that dude who you knew what he was doing? He gave them 3 free throws. He gave Atlanta a chance to get back in and possibly tie it again. He knew what he was doing, and that's called point shaving. I'm so sick of it. I was going crazy yelling at the TV. I got a headache yelling. I gotta get a hobby because all I do is yell at the TV. Man, but Caitlin shook it off. She knew that was bullshit, but the team shook it off. Stephanie White shook it off. The team shook it off, and they won that game. They won it on the road. 3-game winning streak. That's what counts, baby. I'm excited. I'm excited about this team, man. You should be excited. Senor on TikTok, 8 for 8 and 5. I missed that. Sorry about that. I missed that stat. Anna 08, how was the foul in CC? How was that a foul? It was not a foul, Anna, at CC. It was not. It was a fake. It was a fake foul. It was bullshit. And then they went back. Did you notice they put a cop there? Because it was a robbery. They put a cop there. I knew a robbery was going to happen as soon as a cop showed up or whatever. Security. They are cheating. The WNBA will cheat. The referees will cheat. Either it's in order to keep the game exciting or to keep the Fever down, probably both, but it's also point shaving. Those referees are stealing money. They are gambling on the game. I guarantee it because the activities we see is point shaving. And then that Ryan Ruocco idiot who does not know basketball, I don't know how he's doing these games. He's just reading stuff that people hand to him. He even said, oh, look at her. Caitlin kicked her in the leg or whatever, the shin. And even Lobo was like, that's not a foul, dude. It's a joke, man. He was trying to make apologies for the refs. I'm so sick of the cheating, but it's okay. It's okay because in order to win, you just have to overcome it, and the Fever did it. They put their heads down, and they focused. Everybody did. It was a team effort. That's how you got to do it. Guys, thank you for following me on TikTok. Ivan E on YouTube. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting tired of Lexi Hull. Let's stop making excuses for her. I didn't make excuses for her. Did I make excuses for her? And she's not trash. Come on, man. Come on. See, Ivan, I like you, but you lose me when you say shit like that. She is a very good player. Sometimes she starts on one of the best teams in the league with the best offenses. So stop, dude. Stop. She's great defensively. Yes, she's struggling, but she can drain it. She can hit those threes. She hustles. This is what you need. You need her to do what she's got to do. So stop calling her these names, okay? I like you guys, but it's frustrating how you pick on Lexi Hull and you say things that make me cringe, because that shows me you are just being simple-minded when it comes to the fact and how much she offers. You haven't been watching her for 3 years. If you had been watching her for 3 years, you would support her. So I'm not making excuses. The first thing I said was, she's struggling, but I'll take it, okay? I'll take a struggling Lexi Hull than a non-struggling Angel Reese at the end, okay? Sorry, I get upset about the Lexi Hull hate. It makes me crazy, okay? Ivan, okay. Ivan, okay, so what happened this season? I'm just saying, what happened this season? I don't know, dude. It's a very talented team. They're playing really good defenses. Have you seen their schedule? It's a difficult schedule. I don't know what to tell you. I can't go out there and make the shots for her. She's rushing it for sure. She's rushing it. She's not getting a lot of opportunities. But look, so we're going to complain about, not to be disrespectful, but we're going to complain about Lexi Hull after a win like this? I just think it's ridiculous. She's not causing them to lose games. So that's what's important, okay? So I appreciate you a whole lot. I do. I just get so defensive over her because she's my dog. Okay, back to TikTok. Go Indy. Thank you, guys. Christine, Lexi has some terrific games, 100%. See, Christine, when you watch her like we do, when you are not a casual watcher of Lexi Hull, because I watch her when she's on the floor every time. I don't just watch for everybody else but her. I watch the whole team just like you do. She hustles. Look, they won, okay? They won. And she'll hit her free throws. The other night, she had 3 opportunities or something like that. She had free throws. Her shooting percentage is lower than it should be. It's in the 33%, they said. But look, she's not going to win you a game. She's not going to lose you a game. She's a role player, and she's doing her part. Desiree says, Jason, breathe. No, I don't want to breathe. I have been hyperventilating for 3 hours. Oh, my God. Guys, thanks for joining. By the way, this is Jason J. Daniel. Desiree told me to breathe. The guys in the chat on TikTok. We're simulcasting TikTok and YouTube. So I'm reading 2 chats. We're just getting crazy. Look, there's no, by the way, no haters, no Caitlin Clark haters today because we're celebrating. On celebrating nights, we don't do that. Shauna Cross, your Holly Rowe hate is hilarious. Holly Rowe looked like the manager at Dollar Tree that was annoyed because I asked for a discount off a 99-cent toothpaste. That's what she's dressed like. I can't stand Holly Rowe. And then she asked, look, I'll be honest, sometimes she asks brilliant questions. And then sometimes she asks the dumbest questions ever. Why don't you just say, can I have your playbook, and tell everybody? Why would you say, tell me how good she is when she's on the floor in all these situations? Tell me how to guard her. What are you asking? And Caitlin just starts saying it. And I realized Caitlin was like, let me step this back. Holly Rowe's a dimwit. Shauna Cross, be so good the refs can't steal it. That's right, Shauna, on YouTube. You gotta just overcome it. And I love how everybody knew it was robbery. Even Ryan Ruku, who doesn't know basketball, knew it was robbery till he got the memo and got the DM and had to try to make up a lie, which he attempted. Oh, look at, and then they showed the perfect replay for him to do the hoax. Oh, look at the shins. They tapped shins. And then Lobo was like, she kicked Caitlin, you dumbass. Anyway, my point is you're going to get this obviously down the last 9 games. There's 9 games left, so you're going to have to overcome it. And I love how they did it. They put their head down and they overcame it. Caitlin got crazy for a little moment here and there, but she pressed through it. Chaos and Lip Gloss on TikTok, thanks for coming back. On Atlanta's home court, they won. That's right, baby. Angel Reese should not be starting anything but a lawnmower and mowing people's lawns and getting a different job. She's not a starter in the WNBA. She is a non-starter. She sits under the basket like a parasite and just gets bricks, most of them hers. She's a waste of a starting spot. They need a real player. This team's going nowhere, but it is a tough team to play in ATL in Hotlanta. Gray was having a career day, and that's what happens when the Fever comes into town. Somebody always has a career night, but you got to overcome it because the Fever do play a fast style, which lets teams also reciprocate that fast style, and it encourages them to reciprocate that. Hey, it's fun, and you can score against the Fever. They have a good defense, but not the best, so it is what it is, but it doesn't mean that the Fever did not play. Am I saying that wrong? Did not play a great game. It didn't. Devontae Nikolai, thank you for the laughing. You guys are great. 4 new followers on TikTok. The goal is 10. Thanks, guys. You guys are amazing. It is a Sunday night thriller. If you're joining me late, my name is Jason J. Daniel. Desiree's the goddess of the chat on TikTok. We got YouTube chat and TikTok chat going at the same time. We're doing a game recap. We had 3 queens who stepped up to the plate and delivered. And you know what I loved about the delivery? Free throws, baby. They're hitting their free throws in the 4th and in the OT. Now, Caitlin struggled early. Makes me crazy. They were missing free throws early, but when it counted, they were knocking down free throws. And in games like this, you gotta get your free shots. You gotta get the free throws that are served up on a platter. If you don't do that, then why even trying? Don't come into an OT and miss free throws, and they didn't. They played a great OT, and they tuned it up and hit those free throws. And if there's one thing I need you to do when you're trying to get to the Golden Cup, trying to get to the championship, trying to be considered in that conversation, I need you to hit some FTs, hit those free throws at the stripe. That's what I need. I amused myself with AI on YouTube. TikTok said, Angel lost that game, couldn't put a layup 1 foot away. Well, she didn't win it for him. She could have won the game. I don't know if she lost it per se because she had a chance to, she had a chance. Maybe she had a chance to win. I don't know. I kind of look at it as she didn't have a chance to hit that layup, in my opinion. I look at it as a glass half empty for her. Her odds of hitting a basket in the clutch are pretty much what you saw. She's a choke artist. When the heat is on her, she chokes. Nationwide TV games, you don't see her on a lot of those. You know why? Her team is not a nationwide game team for a TV show. So, you know what I'm saying? Her team is bad for TV until the Fever come into town. All right, I need to slow down a little bit. Okay. Gustavo, they criticize Lexi and Sophie on TikTok. They are very good defenses. Yeah, because they just sit there and they're doing the WNBA sends them a fax that says, hate these people on the Fever and pump these people up. By the way, did you realize and notice how much Caitlin Clark love ESPN was just pouring out on you? They had stats. They had graphs. They had charts. They were worshiping Caitlin Clark. I've never seen that. And it occurred to me, they're figuring out something. People are watching Caitlin Clark, and they always are watching her. Their ratings are sky high. They make buku bucks on advertisement on Fever games. They get charged more, so they need to be nice, okay? They're loving the Caitlin, and we love it. They know we turn that shit off when they start pumping up other players that aren't worth it or attacking Caitlin. So I liked what ESPN was doing as far as trying to really give you the truth of Caitlin Clark. She is a historic legend. She hasn't won a championship yet, but let's give her a chance, okay? And this is the best opportunity Caitlin Clark has to prove to all of these people that she is worth the hype. I'm expecting her to do it. A win on the road in a crucial playoff-style game today was huge, man. I'm sorry I'm neglecting the chat. Kevin B., you're back. Good to see you. On the old YouTube. Kevin B., wake me up when Lexi Hull starts. You guys, what is wrong with you guys? I love Lexi Hull. Kevin B. says Lexi Hull is Atlanta's MVP. What's wrong? Did you start sliding in her DMs and go stalk her on you and she filed a restraining order? Is that what happened, Kevin B? Kevin B, should I be restraining you from this show? Because technically, if Lexi Hull files a restraining order on any of you psychos, I'm going to comply with the court and ban you from my show. So you better not be stalking her. Kevin B, they were glazing Angel Reese until the blown game winner. They were. In fact, I did a YouTube short about how they were talking about her ugly ass shoes. I was going crazy about it. I was able to get a short out at halftime. Not only did they say she's a historic player, I had some bacon and eggs and almost lost my bacon and eggs when I heard that bullshit come out of that Ryan Ruocco psycho's mouth. He needs to just put down the memo from the WNBA and stop worshiping a garbage player who is essentially a decent college player. Angel Reese is still a college player. Do you realize that? Because a pro hits that shot at the end. And I'll even say this, even if a pro misses that shot, they don't sit there and start crying like a baby. That was humiliating. She does not deserve everything she's getting, but it's okay because clearly when I watch Angel Reese play, it's clear to me that people that don't watch basketball like her, people that don't understand the game like her, real people, real normal people who understand the game realize she's a fraud. So it is what it is. It's always going to be a marketing stunt. She's a PR stunt. It's fine. Back to TikTok. Let's see here, guys. Desiree's kicking ass tonight. Thank you, Desiree, monitoring the chat. Cody and Cowboy, my favorite. They are 2-2 at ATL, missing Canada. Okay, well, why don't you go get Canada wherever Canada was sick at? Bring Canada back and let's replay it. I mean, why do you guys say this? Come on, man. If you're not on the game, if you're not on the floor, it doesn't matter. See, that's just woulda, shoulda, coulda. How about the games Caitlin didn't play and teams got to win over the Fever? They still say we got to win over the Fever. Nobody says you didn't have Caitlin. You see how it goes both ways? Or for you guys that always are looking for an excuse to downgrade how powerful the offense of the Fever is, how good they are, how their strategy's coming together, how their defense coming together. How about Caitlin playing defense? They're all playing defense, man. I'm just so tired of making excuses to try to downgrade how good this team is. This team is very good, and the world knows it. They don't win this game today in OT if they're not a good team. That's a tough game to win. So you should celebrate it as a Fever fan and don't let folks downgrade it. Look, I appreciate your comment, but the truth is you need to look at the glass half full, baby. Gustavo, on TikTok. I read that one. Thank you very much. Oh, they're very good defense. Yeah, they're great defensively, dude. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Holt can hit you 5 or 6 threes, and they've had their streaks. They're great defensive players. You need defensive players. Sophie had some really great defensive plays and some hustle plays down the stretch. This team knows how to use every aspect of this talent of everyone on that bench. Hey, you even saw little Mercedes today. Alex Bland on TikTok. They're my idol. All the Indiana Fever basketball players and Sophie are really, really good. I appreciate that, sir. Worship no humans, but I like what you're saying. All right, because, we should have our idols. Look, they're great role models for sure. Kevin B., I'm not attracted to Sophie or Hole. What is your Kevin, what's wrong with you? I gotta get the bullshit out of my eye. Right, hold on, Kevin. When I read your comments, bullshit gets in my eyes. Stop talking to me. All right, Shauna Cross, Atlanta win. Does the Fever go to Magic City tonight? I don't know, baby, but I'd drive the bus to Magic City. I'd drive the bus. Look, Shauna, I'm glad you brought this up. Not Magic City, but I'm glad you brought up the win. Let's talk about the impact of the win. Did you notice the winning percentage or the percentage of locking up the 4th spot? Do you notice how they put that graphic up? Did you notice that that's all I've been talking about? I've been ahead of that because that's all that matters, because home court is everything in the first round. And now, essentially, the Fever just put a finger in the eye of the Dream's opportunity to lock down 4. Most likely to be either Mystics, Dream, Fever in the 4 or 5. Those 3 will be jockeying for those positions unless one of the big 3 on top collapse. Now, Fever have 2 major back-to-backs at the end of the season. It's going to be incredible. They play the Lynx twice. It's crazy. So the Fever could do damage to the number 1 spot. Depends. I mean, they could. So every game, my point is, every game is pivotal. Pivotal. The Fever have it all in their, the destiny is in their control, right? Let's see here. VVS Goated on the old YouTube. Guys, thanks. Don't forget to do a super chat. If you want to get my attention, super chat me. Couple bucks, and then I will make you the star of the show. We had a super chat for $50 last week, which is huge. That was the biggest super chat we've ever gotten. And the biggest gifts on YouTube is $56 in one night. So you guys have work to do today. Okay. VVS Goated. Facts. I love when the media just simply pours into CC. Everyone loves it. About time. But see, it's now becoming more politically correct. And I think a lot of it had to do with Stephanie White, Sophie Cunningham, the DJ Carrington drama. I think that had a lot to do with calming everything down because it went here again. And then people realized we're going Hoke City. Let's calm this shit down. We had the meltdowns. Now we're back to basketball. Through all the distractions that Stephanie White gives them, the Fever still balls. This team wins despite their idiotic coach. Look, Stephanie White had a bad coaching game, and then she had a good coaching game. She had bad moments, good moments. I saw some good, I saw some bad. But look, she won the lottery. She got Caitlin Clark, Boston, and Mitchell. You can't go wrong when you got those three. Guys, by the way, my live goal is an expensive gift on TikTok. If you buy that gift, I think it's worth like $10 or $5. Then you get an automatic entry into the fantasy league. By the way, any super chat that's $5 or more, I give you a $10 value entry into our fantasy league. It's going to be crazy. Adam S. on the old TikTok. I think the deal with Angel Reese is her endorsement companies push her popularity. 100%, dude. Barbie night when she's not having a good season. I mean, like, it's just she's a cartoon character. She's a toy, right? Fine. Look, make your money. Look. But I got to tell you this. I've never seen a Caitlin Clark doll night. You know what? You know why they won't do that? They sell out. Like there'll be a riot if you can't get your Caitlin Clark doll. No one wants an Angel Reese Barbie doll. She got barbecued, baby. That's why I call tonight barbecue. How about Barbie coming in and get cooked? She cooked herself, and the Fever cooked the dreams of the dream for a fourth. But by the way, back to the percentage. Now the Dream, I think, have a 15% shot at getting the 4th seed in the playoffs. Now the Fever, I think, it's gone up to 30 or 40. So, but look, the magic number is 9. This game counted like almost for 2 games. Magic number was 11 a few days ago. Now it's 9. If the Fever keep winning, you're on a 3-game winning streak. The sky's the limit, baby. Sky's the limit. I amuse myself. Thank you for the gifts. Anna08, thank you for the gift. Sheila, thank you for the gifts on TikTok. I got to drink a little something there. Kevin B, I can't believe I'm reading you again, but I will. I only watch for CC, but CC's closeouts are a joke. I'm not sure what you mean on a closeout. Do you mean like the arm? I'm not sure what you mean. K-Mac on TikTok. Angel Reese is the layup champion. She has it down to a science. It is beautiful to watch. Okay. All right. I'm not sure what that means, but she choked, baby. That was one of the biggest chokes ever. Honestly, that was an epic choke for the Dream. Let's talk about the Dream as a team. They're starting Angel Reese now, which is a total mistake. Okay. She gets numbers for herself, and they talk about, look, when you're talking about numbers for a person, that's all you do, and your team is not winning. I mean, they're winning, but they're not winning when they should. That's just bullshit to me. That you should not ever do that. So it's all about stats for her. It's all about money. It's all about marketing. She's not that fun to watch. She throws up she doesn't have a game that's not within 2 feet under the basket. She doesn't really have a game. And look, she had decent numbers. When people look back in history, they're going to see her numbers and think she was great. If you watch her, you're confused by it. You're like, how is this person getting these numbers? How is this person great? She is not useful on a team. And it doesn't matter if you get 20 and 15, you lose. Okay, you lose, and that's bullshit. It's about winning. But whatever. I don't understand it. People are going to worship her. I guess they dig bad basketball. I don't know. Aaron Wooten, good to see you on YouTube. Nice defensive adjustments in the 4th quarter in OT by head coach White. Thank you, Aaron. You know your BB. You brought that up. You brought to my attention. I was mentioning Stephanie White. Look, I thought she coached a really good OT. They won. So I can't say she coached a bad OT because they won. And the last OT was a total disaster. I love how they all had a chance at redemption. Caitlin hit her free throws. Kelsey Mitchell put her shoe back on and got it together. Timson had 2 alley/oops. I'm not sure what you call them. Half alley oops. But she was focused. I think you could have hit her with a truck. She still would have made those shots. She was focused on those putbacks. It was just like a thing of beauty. It was almost like choreography. It was just almost like we knew that ball was going in when it touched her hands, not even when she went up. When she grabbed it and went down for that, we knew it. We knew it. And back to Angel Reese. If you are as good as everybody hypes you about, how come I've never heard them hype her defense? Because she's not a good defensive player. Angel Reese does one thing. She gets the ball like a ball girl. She's not a good player. So there you go. Spiritual Alchemist sent me a rose. Thank you. Alchemist. Alchemist? Is that how you say it? That makes me think of Harry Potter or something. And thank you for following me, my friend. 11 new followers on TikTok. You guys are dope. Thank you. Guys, Desiree, the goddess of the chat, you can also tip her as well. She is forever a Swiftie. If you want to send her a rose, you can tip her for the hard work. Tip your moderator before you leave. Guys, thanks for watching on the old YouTube. Kevin says, CC closeouts on contesting a jump shooter. I hold her to a high standard. I'm not sure what you mean by a closeout. I'm losing you. The odds mean nothing, Kevin B says. Get the job done. Well, sure, I agree with that. But look, you need to know what your odds are. That gives you intensity, and odds are important. You got to know the numbers. All right, okay, my notes of the game. All right, look, Lexi Hull. Everybody's concerned about Lexi Hull, and I just started yelling at you guys because I'm defending her. But look, I don't know what the problem is, other than sometimes players go through these streaks where they're not sure if they're starting, where they're playing. It is hard to get a rhythm. Imagine being on a team this good, and first of all, you're thinking, when am I going to get a shot? Because everybody's getting better, right? And then when you get a shot, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to deliver. The world is watching. There's a lot of criticism on this team when they lose, and there's a lot of flowers on this team if they win. Look, Lexi Hull knows how important she is to this team. Everybody loves her. She's important in the locker room, and when she's got the ball in the court, I believe, okay? That's what I want from all of these players. I want to be able to believe when the ball's in their hands. We didn't see Hines Allen, but I believe, okay? We saw little Mercedes. That made me believe. I wasn't too impressed with her defensively, but we need some more time. But she hit some free throws. I believe in Mercedes. She hit free throws, and that was a clutch moment. Stephanie White put Mercedes in a time that they needed a spark. She did it. So when it comes to Lexi Hull, not to digress, she's a spark player, but she's just trying to adjust. She's trying too hard. Give her some time. Don't worry about it. I'll take her starting all day, okay? Let's see here. They're new breed. Their records are basically the same. Not now. Not now. They're not basically the same. You can't say the Fever have more wins and less losses. They're a better team. They're a better team statistically. They're a better team seeded now. They just tied up the season series. The Fever are a better team. And who knows what the tiebreaker will be if it matches up, for the fourth. It could be points scored. Fever will win all day, okay? Not clear on that tiebreaker. I don't think we'll see that. I think the Fever will falter. I think this game will hurt them more than they realize because you can't lose games like this at home. And you can't have somebody like Angel Reese lose it for you or not win it. But I don't care if their records are not the same now. And when you start saying things like that, you're trying to devalue what the Fever are doing. Their records are not the same, okay? Hey, what's up, Gigi of the DMV? Gigi, good friend of ours, good friend of the podcast. We won. That's true. And KK came up strong. That's very true. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. And thank you for the gifts, guys. Appreciate that. You guys are loading me up with gifts. I love it. Every gift counts. Everything you guys do, every like, every share, every comment keeps the podcast going. I'm spending money to keep this going every day, and you guys are spending time. It's a great relationship. One of the best relationships I've ever had. Guys, thanks for watching on YouTube. So the Lexi Hull question, okay? So there you go. That's how I feel. Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, they're going to contribute. They're going to be fine. But you need their defense. They're very long defensively. You need their defense. How about Kelsey Mitchell? No lid. How about Kelsey Mitchell going ice cold, man? And then really struggling. Shoes flying off. Hope she's not trying to sell those shoes to us. Shoes are flying off. But, man, she delivered. She delivered. She was my star of the game. I know Caitlin had a great game as well, but she's one of my 3 stars of the game. Let's look at the stats, okay? And I'm gonna tell you something. Gigi said on TikTok, I told everyone she was going to be amazing. She is. I don't want anyone to talk to me about Timpson not starting. This is your starter. She's in there. I love her at the forward position. And speaking of forwards and centers, Leah Boston had a tough game against Angel Reese. Angel Reese has a good low center of gravity. She gives you the chicken wings. It was like Buffalo Wild Wings. They both give you chicken wings down there. It's like stay out of the way. Okay, look, how many times have I told you that the Fever will win if Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell take between 20 and 25 shots, right? Okay, how many shots did they take tonight? Caitlin Clark took 20 shots. Kelsey Mitchell took 22 shots. That's what you need. You need your star gunners to shoot, okay? I don't need 15 from Caitlin. I need 20, 25. Even if she's missing, keep shooting it because Caitlin will eventually hit it when she's warm. She needs to get into a rhythm. So I loved what I saw. I will criticize Caitlin Clark just a little bit, okay? I did not like her shot selection in some of the parts of the second and third. I thought she rushed it when I'm concerned that's happening, this is how you can look at it. When Caitlin shoots a shot that doesn't work and it gets kind of taken back for a fast break, boom, right, for a score, that's when you got to chill that out. But that's my only criticism. I mean, I really don't have a lot. She played a really great game. Stephanie White called her the maestro, which was interesting. Did you see Ty? Obviously, you saw Ty Harris. They did the split screen interview. Ty says everything you need to say to get that backup job. Caitlin's a genius. Caitlin's the best woman in the world. Caitlin for MVP. Caitlin for president. Caitlin for everything. Did I say Caitlin's amazing? I love Caitlin. Caitlin, can I walk your dogs? Can I feed your cats? Caitlin's the greatest. Like, Ty Harris will never not say something amazing about Caitlin because she's now going to get that backup spot. So I love that. It's coming together. It's starting to come together. The chemistry's coming together. You're starting to see where people feel like they're fitting in. And it's more than just Stephanie saying, do this, do that. It's the players knowing they fit in. Guys, thanks for the hearts on TikTok. Every heart counts. We're almost at 6,000 hearts. Thanks for working the fingers. GG of the DMV on TikTok. Cece needs to give her a pair of shoes. I know, man. Her shoes flew off twice. I'm like, come on, man. Get some better shoes. Oh, wait a second. Those are her shoes. It's in the shoes. Speaking of that on TikTok. Guys, I see on YouTube. Thank you. I'll get to you. Nobody's talking about Miles or the 5 turnovers yesterday. It's in the shoes. I'll tell you why they're not talking about Miles. Because Caitlin Clark is emerging. And not to be disrespectful to Olivia Miles, but there's no comparison, okay? Caitlin Clark is smarter. She's had more years in the league. She's on a tear. She's getting double-doubles like nobody's business. She has a historic legacy. Miles is a rookie. There's no comparison. Miles is on a team with people that can catch the ball when she passes it to them. That's huge. You know Caitlin Clark would have 15 assists a game if this team could convert the other 5, right? So I appreciate what you're saying, and that's my response is that Caitlin Clark is emerging, and there's no point in talking about Miles because essentially their team is in first place, and they have an opportunity to make mistakes as well, and it's not going to be a big deal. They could drop some games and still stay in first place. It is historic what they're doing as a team. And if she gets Rookie of the Year, cool. She's up there with history. But it's the reason the Fever and Caitlin Clark are the story. That's the truth. And even though they're trying to create this Miles is now the op. Did you see that social media hoax where they just said, I guess Olivia Miles liked a post that put Caitlin down or something? I don't know. It's all drama. But the bottom line is just play, just ball, right? But I do appreciate your comment. It's in the shoes also said CC carried the team through the third. I agree with that. But everybody stuck in there. Look, Caitlin had some big shots. She had some big shots. I was like, Caitlin Clark, and she's driving to the rack. I like that. We're seeing it when we need to see it. Back to YouTube. Alan Cavallo. Cavallo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Sorry, guys. Twice Fever had the ball. One time Caitlin and Stephanie called timeout. I know, right? To reset the floor in favor of Mitchell so she can make her 20 points. Stephanie did not mind losing the game for Mitchell. I think you're reading too much in that. They won the game. And I don't really see how a coach could try to get a player that's that good points and that's going to lose the game. Or do you mean she wanted Mitchell at the last shot? Dude, I'm like, I'll give it. I'm not opposed to Kelsey Mitchell taking the last shot when you need a win that this is this tight. But you got to have a run through Caitlin. I was happy with how it went. Now, there was one moment. You know what I didn't like? I did not like the bucket. Here's the one thing that concerned me. I don't remember. Was it overtime? Where the ball goes to Boston and she chucked it up and missed it when you had Caitlin or Kelsey. So that was a mistake. They overcame it. They had some bad moments, but you're not going to be perfect. But I think if Stephanie White coaches, it's because and makes mistakes. To hurt the team, it's because she's just making mistakes. I don't think she's trying to leverage Kelsey over Caitlin. Earlier in the season, maybe that there was some evidence to support that, but I don't think now. It's in the shoes, and McBride doesn't miss on TikTok. Yeah, McBride is real, and McBride is emerging too. So there's that. And yeah, look, when you got McBride and you can pass to McBride, your numbers are going to be solid. So let's see how Olivia Miles looks in the playoffs. That's going to be the big question for me because, look, Caitlin's been through it. Kelsey's been through it. These ladies have playoff games under their belt. There's a lot of experience. Now you've got a championship winner with Mercedes. It does make a difference. It does. You've got Stephanie, who has a coaching championship. So this team has a lot of positive things that you can say that will contribute to a good run. But when it comes to Minnesota, they're playing really well now. But I want to see what it looks like in the playoffs. That's a big deal. Big Castro on TikTok. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you today. Got to focus on Toronto now. That was too close for comfort. Big Castro Gray was sensational. 100%. Alicia Gray. Love that. Love that lady. Love seeing her stroke it. Great game today. But look, if you have a high level of skill and Fever comes into town, they're going to make you look like an all-star. Yeah, you can focus on, for sure, focus on Toronto. I don't want to look past Toronto. It's a trap game, 100%. Look for people's minutes to go down a bit. Look for Stephanie to get you a little more bench, okay? Because that's not a game that you want to drop and you have a loaded team, and then you've got more of a road schedule. That's tough. You got Caitlin and Kelsey. Rest them up a bit. So I think you might have some of the scoring averages going down a bit. But who knows? Caitlin or Kelsey could take over and have 40. That's also possible. Let's just see how that goes. But you're right. We got to focus on Toronto. 3-game winning streak. This was huge, guys. This was huge. We can celebrate this. And then tomorrow we'll worry about Toronto. But Big Castro, appreciate that. It's in the shoes. We agree on TikTok. Guys, thanks for watching. 13 new followers on TikTok. Back to YouTube. Let's see here. Shauna Cross, thank you. YouTube, Y2 knows the assignment. Is that YouTube or thank you? Knows the assignment? Or who's TY? I'm losing my mind here. Sometimes I blank out. Miles does not, Shauna said, Miles does not get the defense that CC does, 100%. Did you also notice today in the game? Here's why Kelsey was cold, in my opinion. Did you notice she was getting double and triple teamed and they were giving Caitlin a lot of open shots? Did you notice that? I think that was the game plan. I think they realized, okay, we can't really contain Caitlin and Kelsey at the same time. If we double Caitlin, it opens up Kelsey Mitchell. I think the Dream decided to purposely try to take Kelsey Mitchell out and then put the pressure on Caitlin Clark to carry the team. But it didn't work for long, and Kelsey Mitchell just kept grinding. And look, if she got to put on 4 pairs of shoes, she's going to do it. She's a gamer. So I did notice a lot of double and triple on Kelsey at times, which was new for me. So it was a good defensive plan. I thought it was good. Look, it's a tough game for a tough win for either one of them. They're very evenly matched. The Dream do have a home field advantage. The Fever have a history of choking down the stretch, but not now. Not now. I don't need to even bring that up again because this was a redemption game. Everything you needed to see from this team, you saw it tonight. They had every challenge. Missing free throws came back. They had a great handle on turnovers. Caitlin only had 2 turnovers by the end of the game, I guess, right? 2 or 3. I can look at it. Aaliyah Boston had a tough assignment with Angel Reese and her Mortal Kombat elbows. Angel Reese kept her elbows down. Caitlin got a fake foul, which is what they do to her. She handled her emotions. They did not foul down the stretch when they needed to not foul down the stretch. They had an overtime game. They survived a regulation. They got into OT. They dominated in OT. They had a tough time hitting their threes early, but they hit clutch threes when they needed to. Ty Harris came in and had a decent game. So Stephanie White was changing up. They were down by, 7 at one point. They came back. So every challenge the Fever has hit this season, every weakness was encompassed in this entire game, and they overcame it. That's why this game was so important. I would have been very, very disappointed if they had lost this game in OT, not just for the loss, but because the message it would have sent me would have been a very, very dark message. I would have been really concerned about how they did not deliver this at this point in the regular season down the stretch in a game that's essentially a playoff game. And keep this in mind, Toronto could light it up and it could be a tough game. Every game's a playoff game when the Fever comes into town. Kevin B said, I'm going to fasten my seatbelt for this one. How is the highest paid player in the league not on that poster? You're talking about what poster are you talking about? You're talking about Kevin, you're a little off. Are you drinking? You're a little off on your comments. I don't quite understand all of them. Robert J. Offie. All right. I gotta be careful with these names. All right. I know what you guys are pulling. What did you say? That's funny. Going to the Fever, Liberty versus Fever on Saturday. Looking forward to that. Robert, I'm looking forward to you looking forward to it. That's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, that night is going to be a tricky night for me. I have a party I got to go to. I think I'll be able to get a live squeezed in, like a 20 to 30 minute live. So, by the way, guys, I go live on the closest 30 after the game ends, right? So, if the game ends at a 4:30, 4:35, I'm shooting for a 5 o'clock, 5:05 live. Keep that in mind. So if you missed my live, guys on TikTok, jump to YouTube, Jason J. Daniel. It's all archived. You can back it up. Every one of my lives is archived in the live section. And by the way, if you want to give me a super chat on YouTube, no one's going to say no to that. We'll go another 10 minutes, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Another follow, Just a Light Skin. Thank you for the follow. 12 new followers on TikTok. Back to YouTube. Sean Williams, good to see you. CC needs to be more efficient and more secure with the ball and precise with their passing. We kind of disagree, but I mean, I appreciate that you have a high standard, and I'm not going to say that's a bad standard. Keep this in mind, okay? And I'm glad you brought this up. Caitlin Clark's ability to dish the ball to people who can't catch it. That is now becoming, as I'm watching more nationwide stuff, that's becoming more of a conversation. A lot of experts are now saying it's not Caitlin Clark's fault that the team is not fast enough to catch up to her passes. She's very accurate from their opinion. They just need to get better at catching her passes. And I guess you have to look at it like this. If Caitlin Clark passed it to me and I couldn't catch it and lay it up, is that Caitlin Clark's fault that Jason can't catch her pass? Hell no. That doesn't make her a bad player or less of a player. It just means I shouldn't be on the court with her. Do you understand where I'm going? That's a simple example, but let me bring it down to the fact that if you're on the court and you can't catch a Caitlin Clark pass, she is very, very good. You're not. So get off the court. That's the way I look at it. And I think they're understanding that if they want to be in the clutch, players on the Fever, and they want to be on the floor with her, when it counts, catch that damn ball. I don't care about Caitlin Clark's turnovers in the sense that if she overshoots somebody and they weren't running fast enough, I don't put that on Caitlin. They know how fast she's going to do it. They've been seeing this show for 3 years. It's bullshit to say, I didn't know she was going to throw it down the full court. Okay. So look, now I will say this, that behind the back pass that she did that did not work. Okay, Caitlin, I get it. She was feeling it. It was a little bit of a showtime. There was some oohs and ahs. Look, she's a show person. She's a maestro. That behind the back pass, was it to Timpson, who couldn't hit the layup, but then hit the rebound layup? That was a very low percentage skill pass. In that situation, no, you don't need a behind the back pass, Caitlin, but she did juke her defender over with that behind. So there is a method to the madness. So I'm glad you brought that up because it is a conversation about her assists. Look, if they can start playing better down the stretch, catching the ball better, her teammates, the opponents are going to have a really tough time interrupting their passing lanes. Also, you can kind of telegraph how Caitlin's going to pass, and they have been better at interrupting her passing lanes lately. So Caitlin, I know, is trying to work on passes that will be a little more high risk, but high reward and confusing to the defense. So Caitlin Clark thinks in 3 dimensions. Great comment, though. I've been wanting to talk about that. It doesn't mean Caitlin's doing something wrong if she overshoots some of them. I think they need to try a little harder. I know, but they're getting paid good money to do it. Big Castro on TikTok. Guys, we're about to wrap. Michaela has been really grinding it out for Indy. I wonder if Steph will ever, some of these, start Cunningham. Well, Steph does every once in a while. You mean instead of Michaela? I think I'll just say this. I think it would be bananas after Timpson's last couple of weeks, last game, tonight, to say she shouldn't be consistently starting for this team. I think it's bananas to say that she shouldn't be. So I think it's a winning formula. I do. I think if there's some things that we know about this team, that's one of the things we know, the emergence of Timpson.